Hey, so last video we saw how to make a somewhat more complex spirograph, and I got the code here shown for you. So now we're going to be seeing how to see something that's slightly more complex. I assume that by now you have you know what variables are and you know how to use them. So we're going to be using them. The spirographs that we're targeting here this time they're spirographs like, well, they'll actually allow you to create any spirograph you want. So you could, for instance, create this one here. Actually, this one might be a little more complex, but you could definitely make it. You can definitely make spirographs like this, or well, almost any type. So what the underlying concept here is that we're going to be adding some conditionals inside these loops to check to see if we are at a certain step of our spirograph drawing process. We want to change the angle to a certain type. So maybe we want to have a deeper cut at a certain step. Maybe we want to change the turning angle at a certain step. And all these things will create new shapes. So let's start out by creating a variable here. We'll call it I for now. And one thing that's good to do is always to set your variables at the beginning to whatever you want them to be. So I'll set I to 0, or 1 I should say, and we will we'll come here and inside this repeat loop we'll actually detach these two loops out of it, and we want to change the type of these loops to repeat until loops, because now we have a variable and we're going to be using this variable. This loop here, this turning loop, we'll keep it the same just for simplicity reasons. And since we're going to be using the repeat until loop, now we need a operator here. We'll use the equals operator, and we'll use I until I is equal to 20, or actually let's do 10. Let's do 10. So until I is equal to 10, we'll say move 20 steps. So 20 steps, and now we'll say we'll put a condition here, a conditional. We'll put an if else inside here, and we're gonna put the move over here. Actually, let me take the turning out of it, and I want to say, well, if I is at, so I here, what I is representing is the current step that you are in the drawing of the lines of this spirograph. So let's say if you were at step 1, that means you're really close to this edge right here, so you're probably about here. If you were at step 2, well, then you're 20 steps away from that. If you were at step 3, then you are 20 steps away from step 2, or 40 steps away from step 1. We can actually rename this variable here. In Scratch you can't actually rename variables. It's quite sad, so we'll just make a new variable, and we'll say current drawing step. Sure, why not? Current drawing step, and we'll say so current drawing step, and we'll set current drawing step, and we'll delete the variable I. go. So use current drawing step, and well, for this particular example, I want to see if I, or current drawing step, I'm sorry, is either at step number 2 or step number 8. And the reason is that that's gonna make a really cool drawing for us. Now you can actually experiment this on your own time to create cooler graphs, but I'll leave that to you. And we go here, and you can use the OR operator to put these two in, and we can put this entire OR inside this if right here, and this turn 70 degrees, we'll save it. Actually, we'll throw it away, and we can now create, because what we want to do is make the turning angle variable. So we actually want to make that a variable itself, so we'll make that the line turning angle. So our line turning angle will be changing, so we can just go ahead and set here a line turning angle to, let's say, -20, and we'll see how that will work in a moment. And now what we can do and also remember that at the end of this loop here, current drawing step is actually not being incremented, so we want to change current drawing step by 1 after we execute the entire thing. Otherwise we're going to create an infinite loop. The other thing we want to do here is we want to turn our pen by the current line angle, or the